Hi everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sia and very good morning. So how are you all? Hope everyone is doing fine and feeling good. Here we are discussing the daily 20 MCQ series of GK Today application, and the topics that we are discussing including the SIPRI Yearbook 2025 and major treaties that is associated with the ban of nuclear weapon globally. Green chemical method by a country to eliminate silver from e-waste. Recently in place in news category, we will discuss Strait of Hormuz, recent index by World Economic Forum and the Energy Transition Index and India's ranking in it. We will discuss the e-voting system by a state, first of its kind initiative, and the other current affair of 20 June, right? And all these questions, they are from the daily 20 MCQ series. Here we go, the first one. Which two countries have the largest number of nuclear weapons as per the SIPRI Yearbook 2025? So the largest holder countries of nuclear weapons, and the two largest countries are Russia and the United States. So as per SIPRI yearly book, Russia and the US hold about 90% of these weapons. So recently SIPRI published its yearbook, and according to this book, 9 countries possess 12,241 nuclear weapons as of January 1st, 2025. And the top 5 nuclear weapon producers are the United States, Russia, UK, France and China. So here we are discussing the top 9 countries as well, including India, Pakistan, Israel and the North Korea. Russia here has some 5,459 nuclear warhead, and the US has some 5,177 nuclear warhead, together holding around 90% of the global stockpile, right? China has some 600, France has some 290, UK has some 225, India has some 180, North Korea has some 50 warheads. Of the total, 9614 warhead are in military stockpiles and 3912 are deployed on missile or aircraft. So recently SIPRI updated its yearly nuclear weapon data, and the largest holder of nuclear weapon are Russia and the United States of America, right? So here with this question, we are discussing some international treaties and convention that works on the ban of nuclear weapon. The first one, and that is the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Basically, it entered into force in 1970. It aims to prevent nuclear weapon spread and promote disarmament. But India is not a member of the NPT. And even the top 5 countries of the world that are producing the nuclear weapon has initiated the NPT so that the other countries cannot prepare themselves for nuclear weapon. And that's why India found it discriminalized, and that's why India has not initiated its step to join the NPT, the Non-Proliferation Treaty, right? So here a major event in history that is related with the Non-Proliferation Treaty, and that is the 1974 event. The Operation Smiling Buddha, the Pokhran-1, India's first nuclear test conducted in Rajasthan in some 1974. So in against of this treaty, the 1970 Non-Proliferation Treaty, India has conducted its nuclear test in 1974, and the world was against the India at that time. Here we are discussing some other treaty, and that is the Convention on Cluster Munitions. And recently a country, that is the Baltic nation, the Lithuania, recently announced the exit from the Convention on Cluster Munition. Basically this treaty, adopted in 2008, come in force in 2010, and basically it bans use, transfer, production of cluster bombs, right? India is not a member of Convention on Cluster Munition. Even Russia and Ukraine are also not the member of this treaty. And recently Lithuania has announced its exit from the CCM just because of Russia's annexation in Crimea in 2014 and in Ukraine in 2022. 2. Moving on, here we are discussing some international observance days that is associated with the nuclear weapon, and that is the 29 August, known as observed as International Day Against Nuclear Test. 5th of March as the International Day for Disarmament and Non-Proliferation Awareness. 26th September as International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons. Moving on, here we are discussing some other current affairs that is related with the international current category. So here, which country has become the first African country to sign a country partnership framework with the International Solar Alliance? So International Solar Alliance, the initiative from India, and recently the first African country, and that is Mauritius, and recently signed an agreement with the ISA. Which country recently confirmed the deployment of the US anti-ship missile system, that is ANAMESIS, from the Balikatan military exercise, and that country is the Philippines. John Mahama has been elected as a new president, and that country is Ghana. And reunion. Which French overseas territory was hit by Cyclone Garance in Feb 2025, and that is La Reunion. NATO has launched military exercise BLTOPS 25 in which country, and that country is Latvia, a major Baltic nation it is, and currently NATO has total 32 members. Recently Sweden, the 32nd member, has joined the NATO, and the last 31st is Finland. Which country has officially declared English as its national language in March 2025, and that is by the United States of America. Moving on, the next one, here we are discussing the second one. What is the name of the evacuation operation launched by the Indian government to rescue Indian nationals from Iran? So major operation by the Indian government, and that is the Operation Sindhu. So on June 18, 2025, the Indian government launched Operation Sindhu to evacuate Indian nationals from Iran amid the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict. In the first phase, 110 Indian students were safely evacuated from the northern Iran, and here we have the full support of Iran's Deputy Ambassador to India, and that is Mohammad Javed Husseini, right? And Operation Sindhu basically highlighted India's active role in protecting its citizens during international crisis. So you have to remember a major operation by India in Iran, and that is Operation Sindhu. Moving on, here we are discussing some major operation in news, and that are the Bushehr plant is first and only operational nuclear power plant of which country, and that is of Iran. Operation by Indian Army for the Amarnath Yatra, and that is Operation Shiva. Operation by Ukraine that involve a major drone strike on Russian airbase, and that is Operation Spider Web. And major operation by Israel, that is Operation Rising Star, and major operation by Iran, that is Operation True Promise. What is the name of recent operation launched by CBI to curb transnational cybercrime, and that is Operation Chakra 5. A recent operation launched in the Gaza Strip, and that is Operation Gideon Chariot, and it is by Israel. What is the name of the operation launched by the RPF to combat human trafficking, and that is Operation Ahat, basically Ahat it is. Operation Nadir, it is by the Indian Armed Force and launched in Jammu and Kashmir. Moving on, the next one. What is the rank of India in the World Economic Forum Energy Transition Index 2025? So recent Energy Transition Index by the World Economic Forum, and the rank of India is 71. So India ranked 71 in the World Economic Forum Energy Transition Index 2025, showing improvement in energy efficiency and investment capacity. Basically, the index assessed 118 countries, with Sweden ranked first, followed by Finland, Denmark, Norway, Switzerland, the Nordic nation, and China's rank is 12th. The US rank is 17th, Pakistan rank is 101 in this index. Overall, India's rank dropped from 63rd in 2024 to 71st in 2025. But the WEF said India showed one of the strongest improvement among large economies. Overall, here we are discussing the WEF. Basically, it was founded in 1971 by a major personality, and that is Klaus Schwab. Right. Moving on, Strait of Hormuz that was recently seen in news connects which two water bodies. So major place in news category, and we are discussing the Strait of Hormuz, exactly connecting the Gulf of Oman with the Persian Gulf. And basically it is located, option number A, Persian Gulf, located between Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman, connecting the Arabian Peninsula with the Iran. So recently two oil tankers named Adeline and Front Eagle caught fire after a collision near the Strait of Hormuz, raising global concern about energy security and trade stability. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow and strategic waterway that connects the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman, and it lies between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula on the south. Overall, just because of this global oil spilling, it was in news. Moving on, the next one. Who has been appointed as the ambassador of India to North Korea? So here we are discussing the North Korea, the dictatorship government, the communist state country. Basically, the recent appointment as the ambassador of India to North Korea, and that is the Aliyawati Longkumer. So recently India has appointed Aliyawati Longkumer as its next ambassador to the North Korea after a 4-year gap since the embassy closure in July 2021 due to the pandemic. So basically Aliyawati Longkumer, he is a 2008 batch IFS officer and currently serves in Paraguay. Moving on, the next one. Barak Missile is an advanced naval air defense system developed by which country? So major defense system, here we are discussing the Barak Missile, and it is developed by the Israel. And basically it is a lightning shield to defend against Iranian drones. So Barak Missile, it is an advanced air defense system by Israel aerospace industry. It protects against UAVs, cruise missile, high trajectory projectiles and the other missiles to enhance the Israel's defense. And basically it is developed by the Israel. Moving on, the next one. Which countries has developed a green chemical method using natural fatty acid from cooking oils to recover silver from e-waste? So major initiative, a green chemical method so that the world can eliminate the silver from the e-waste, and recently it is initiated by a Nordic nation, and that is the Finland. So researchers in Finland have developed a green chemical method using natural fatty acid from cooking oils to recover silver from the electronic waste, e-waste. And currently India is the third largest producer of e-waste globally, followed by China and the United States of America. Following China and the United States of America. So this innovation addresses the growing global demand for silver and the increasing issue of e-waste, particularly in India and the other China and the US. So you have to remember a green chemical method to recover silver from e-waste, and recently it is developed by the Finland. Moving on, the next one. Which state has become the first in India to adopt e-voting system for urban polls? So first of its kind initiative, the first state in India to introduce an Android-based e-voting system, and that is Bihar. So Bihar will launch India's first Android-based e-voting system on 28 June 2024 for municipal election. And the two apps, basically e-voting SEC BHAR by the CDAC. CDAC here stands for Center for Development of Advanced Computing. And the another that is developed by the Bihar State Election Commission. And some 10,000 voters have registered on these apps, allowing 50,000 to vote remotely without going to polling booths. So first of its kind initiative, the Android system for voting, and recently initiated by the Bihar. So here with this question we are wrapping up this session and the quiz of the day, and it is related with the category of place in news, and you have to mention their answer in the comment box. We will meet with the next session. For more information you can check the description box just below this video, and thank you for watching.